life, love, relationships.
Wait, we're gonna give away all our secrets?
Welcome to the Man Perspective
With K-Man.
and the Dawn. All right, welcome to the Man Perspective, and today's topic is why today's man should not date the modern woman of today. Shouldn't date them.
Oh man. You know what? Today's modern man and today's modern woman,
Mm-hmm.
they're so messed up on so many levels. Like it's weird today. Like for the modern man, there's not much testosterone running through their body. And the modern female, I don't know, they have this weird outlook on the world that they don't need a man for anything, but then they want to get married to a rich guy nonetheless. But they don't bring anything to the table, and if they do, it's usually children from a past relationship.
Ladies, do you have a problem talking to men? Are you trying to understand men? And do you want to know more about men? You need to listen to the Man Perspective
With K-Man.
and the Dawn.
Not understanding the fact that when someone has money, right? And whether it be male or female, right? Say it's an entrepreneur, a business person, and they run a successful business, and let's say they're not a billionaire, but they're near a millionaire status, right? They're going to look for someone that is of that same level, a fellow business person, right? They're going to look for someone that's on that same level, not only of that entrepreneurial mindset, of that same level of thinking. They're also going to look for someone who is of that same financial, we'll call it status, right? You're not, the whole, we'll call it the fantasy or the fairy tale of a millionaire walking into a diner and marrying the hostess or the waitress. That only happens in a movie. That's not real life.
Well, Donald Trump did it.
Yeah, but I think he's the only one.
And he did that with what's her name, Marley Maples or something. You know, she was a waitress. He walked in and hey, took her hand. But I think they feel privileged though. I think they feel privileged though. That's what it is. I think they just feel that they can get today's man who's a millionaire, billionaire, or what have you, even though they got 3 kids, 3 different baby daddies, and they feel I can walk in and he's gonna marry me. And I'm like, what new drug are you on?
I know. Well, you know what it is too? Today's generation is very entitled.
Right.
They have a very high running sense of like entitlement. And I think that plays a role in that too. Like that whole idea of like, you go to college or you go to a trade school, you learn something. And then you get out in the working world and you put whatever you've learned, whether it be that degree or that skill, to play. And you start at the bottom. You pay your dues and you work your way up. That whole idea, that whole mentality does not exist to like modern people today. They all want to get out of school and they all want to make $100,000 right out of the gate. And I'm like, what planet are you living on? No one is paying you who knows nothing $100,000 a year because you can't do anything.
Right. Because they don't put the work in. That's the problem. They're not putting the work in. They don't want to put the work in. And they feel as though they don't need to put the work in. It should just come. You know what I mean? Like it should just be there. Like that guy who's a millionaire should just be there for them at the end of the tunnel and take their hand, marriage and so forth, and you live, life with the white picket fence and the big mansion.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work that way. See,
No.
and I think a lot of women are starting to get a dose of reality, and they're
Yeah.
realizing that they can't get today's man. Well, first, they don't know how to talk to today's man. That's the number one problem.
Nobody knows
Most
how to talk to
modern
anybody
women
today.
do not know how to communicate with the man. They don't know what the men are about. They have no clue what he likes, what he dislikes, and they don't put the work enough to bring anything to the table to find out, well, what does he need?
Yeah.
And I think that's where they missed the boat, a lot of the modern women. Like, what does the man need? Have you asked him? What does he need? And they don't ask him. They just
Yeah.
automatically, how you say, assume,
Yes.
make an ass out of you and me, and they, figure, oh,
Mhm.
he'll be there for me.
Well,
He'll wait for me. He'll
that's
marry me.
that's part
You're
of it
right.
too. There's no communication. No one really knows each other because no one talks about like any type of like deep details, right? Like aspirations or dreams or even intimacy. Like no one talks about that stuff anymore.
No.
So like no one, like you could be in a relationship with someone for years, and because two people can't communicate with each other, or they're afraid to quote unquote have that conversation,
Right.
they don't actually know each other.
That's
And
right.
it's like two strangers have been holding hands for 3-4 years, and they're going nowhere because
Right.
they don't even know who each other are.
Right. And they don't make that effort. That's the problem.
No.
They're not
Yeah.
making that effort to know each other. They're not making that effort to put that work in to know each other, do things for each other, learn about each other, and know what today's man wants and needs. Period.
I agree.
You
I
don't know
agree.
what I don't. If you don't know what I want, what I need, this conversation and this relationship is done
Oh
before it
yeah,
even begins. You know what I mean? It's done.
absolutely.
It's like, what am I here for? If you don't know what I want, what I need, and you didn't ask me what I want, what I need, then there's no need for us to even try to be together.
No. Here at the Man Perspective, we take our caffeine addiction seriously. So if you can, to help support production of the show, buy us a coffee.
Hey, can you buy us a coffee? I'm getting kind of thirsty here. Buy us a coffee. Let us know that you really appreciate what we're doing here at the Man Perspective. Because you ain't putting that work in.
Absolutely.
I think it's more so for the women to try to get to know the man than the man knowing the women. Because, see, we know everything about them. We really do.
Generally.
We do. We know everything pretty much about most women.
Some can throw you for a loop from
Yeah,
time to time, but yeah.
the general, consensus to them,
Yeah.
But I can guarantee you, most women do not know about men and the men's behavior. Thus,
I
that's
agree.
why we have this show, The Man's Perspective, because
That's right.
for the man's perspective, you never asked the man perspective. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
have no clue to what the man perspective is unless we
So
tell you.
that's why we're here to tell
And that's
you.
why we're here, because it's a guessing game to some of these women. They don't have a clue. What is
And
the
you
man?
see,
If you ask a woman, what is the man's perspective? I don't know. I know
yeah.
you don't know. You know why you don't know? Because you ain't asked.
Or you know what? We'll get told it doesn't matter. You're all the same.
Right. We're all
No,
the
no,
same.
we're not.
No, we're not.
We're not.
Right. Right.
We're
Because you
actually
meet one idiot and now you
yeah,
think we all idiots. No, it don't work that
exactly. We're
way.
actually very, very simple creatures, and
Very simple.
we'll get into all that over time. Over
Right.
time.
But if you don't ask us and get to know us, you will not know.
That's right. What's that saying? You'll never know what you don't know.
That's it.
Mhm.
You won't know what it is.
That's right.
And it becomes a guessing game. So, ask us,
Yeah.
ask us what the man perspective is. Learn about us. Be inquisitive, ask questions. The right questions, not stupid questions, but the right questions. So you get to know who we are. Who are
Yeah.
we?
That's
So
right.
you will know. But hey, get at us at the man perspective at gmail.com and Tell us why today's man should not date the modern woman of today, and why most modern women don't even understand today's man on The Man Perspective. Hey, check out our website, themanperspective.com. That's right, themanperspective.com. Check it out. We got a lot of things going on there. And also, click on our shop tab. This way you can get all the latest gear, merchandise from The Man Perspective. That's themanperspective.com. Now you heard our perspective. It's time to hear yours. Get at us at themanperspective@gmail.com.
Or use the hashtag #TheManPerspective.